You probably know that 20% of the households in America don't subscribe to traditional pay TV. And then if you looked at last year, 2014, 8% of the households cut that spending and cut the cord. And then you look out and say, if you look into the future, OTT or over-the-top services will reach penetration of roughly 80% in 2018. Also, we know that the device or the screen that people turn to first is changing. We call it the mobile-first world. We know that it's not the screen that sits on the table in your family room or hangs on your wall. It's about the mobile device you carry in your pocket. Of the time spent on digital, the majority is on your mobile device. We know that 1 in 3 Americans go to their smartphone every single day to watch content, and then another 100 million go on tablets. And then last year in the US, adults spent more time on their mobile device than they did on their personal computers.
I think we are at literally this amazing inflection point that is going to create a genuine revolution. And to try and frame it, the way I think about it is that when we moved from a world in the 1950s in which entertainment, filmed entertainment, were movies in movie theaters, and television came along, and television, whether it was in hour format, half-hour comedies, news, it actually reinvented what entertainment means and how it was delivered and how we received it. And you can actually look over the years at every time a new delivery or technology platform came along, cable, and just leap ahead today, and I believe what we will see in the next handful of years is a revolution in the types of entertainment that we are going to consume, and it's all going to be made for mobile. Mobile is going to be the platform of the next decade or two. If content is going to be delivered in the mobile world, in a mobile universe, content is going to be delivered and consumed in 4 to 10 minute segments, pieces in it, then the idea, which is, it's not about just taking an hour television show and cutting it into, repurposing linear content into it. It won't work. If you took an episode of any long-form show and you cut it up in it, it would be a completely unsatisfying viewing experience in it, because there are chapters to these. There's an arc that's written to every episode of every professionally produced television show, where there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, a cliffhanger or something that serializes along the way in it. And so finding what that new format is, what is new TV, is what I keep saying is a revolutionary thing. 8 out of 10 Gen Zers spend 4.5 hours a day on their smartphone. And here's what's interesting to me about it: 67% of that time is in their home. So it's not just out and about being mobile, it is the way in which it has become comfortable for them to consume.
We have an industry of slow to medium followers, so I would say there's going to be a more of a slower migration. It's going to be quicker than other things. I think we've been innovating much faster in terms of moving the spend over, but we have many of our advertisers in general, I won't speak client by client, that struggle with the sponsorship model. That they are, they work on a very econometric system of this many spots and dots sells this many products, and I think in this new world, it's taking time to figure out a new model and a way to predict, for their own sales, but start looking at across the packaged goods market. This is certainly a struggle. This is not the same as it was a few years ago even. I actually believe that the mobile and millennial world this is certainly what millennials has already done to our advertising world, will actually revolutionize it. And I think you see more long tail cable, especially, who's struggling right now with viewership, with revenue. And I think this is a new way to look at it. Maybe you start looking at some of the cable providers, looking at content in more snackable pieces, and not just the 22 minutes, and that model is going to have to change. So I actually think that what I look at it is, the mobile audience and millennial or generations, whatever you want to discuss that younger scale, is going to force the larger cable ecosystem to make changes.